We live in an era where artificial intelligence processes infinite data, satellites map the ocean floor, and radiocarbon dating pinpoints exact centuries in the dirt. It is easy to look at our modern tools and assume the human story is a finished record. But scattered across the globe are physical, undeniable glitches. Objects and structures exist today that contradict the established timeline of human progress. These are the drowned stones, the geometric scars in the desert, and the ancient, silent manuscripts that modern science cannot explain. To understand why these mysteries persist, we have to identify the specific type of information we are missing. Sometimes the mechanics of a build are lost. Other times the intent of the builder has vanished, and occasionally the very language used to record the event is extinct. By looking into these three distinct voids, we see exactly how fragile our perception of the past actually is. We start with the artifacts that shouldn't exist because the technology required to create them supposedly hadn't been invented yet. Off the coast of Japan, 80 feet below the surface, sits the Yonaguni Monument. Discovered by a diver tracking sharks, it is a massive stone structure stretching 50 meters long, featuring terraced steps and platforms that appear sculpted. Look closely at the geometry here. While some geologists argue these are natural formations, shaped by tectonic activity and tides, other researchers point to the 90-degree corners and flat edges, features that rarely occur through natural erosion alone. If these stones were shaped by human hands, the timeline shifts significantly. This site dates back 10,000 to 12,000 years, an era when no known civilization possessed the masonry tools required to carve a city from a seabed. In other cases, the mystery is chemical rather than structural. The Shroud of Turin is a medieval cloth that holds a detailed image of a man's face and body, marked with physical trauma. Despite decades of testing, no paint, ink, or dye has been found on the fibers. The image behaves like a photographic negative, etched into the cloth centuries before photography existed, leading to theories ranging from rare chemical reactions to bursts of radiation. These cases force a difficult conclusion. Nature either produced a series of impossible mathematical coincidences, or our ancestors utilized engineering and chemistry that has been completely erased from history. Even when the engineering is clear, we often find ourselves missing the motive, the original intent behind massive human undertakings. In the high deserts of Peru, the Nazca lines form giant geoglyphs etched into the soil 2,000 years ago. Some of these animals, like the hummingbird, span nearly 1,000 feet. They are so large they are only recognizable from the sky. The Nazca people created these by removing sun-blackened stones to reveal the lighter sand beneath. They plotted shapes with near-perfect geometric precision, shapes the creators themselves could never see from an aerial perspective. Academics suggest these were astronomical calendars or spiritual appeals for water in a dry land. However, the sheer scale and accuracy have led others to suggest the lines were intended for an audience that wasn't on the ground. This gap in motive appears again at Stonehenge. 5,000 years ago, builders moved 25-ton stones over 240 kilometers of rugged terrain without the aid of modern machinery or wheels. We know the site aligns with the summer solstice, and we have discovered it has unique acoustic properties that reflect sound toward the center. These projects required a level of social coordination and mathematical foresight that rivals modern large-scale engineering, yet the specific cultural driver for that effort remains unknown. The most frustrating gap occurs when the artifact is fully intact and sitting in our hands, but we possess no way to translate its contents. This is the Voynich manuscript, a 15th century book filled with impossible botanical illustrations and a unique script. For a century, cryptographers and AI have analyzed these pages. Though it matches natural language entropy, every translation attempt hits a dead end. The manuscript is a physical reminder that even in an age of total connectivity, certain parts of the human experience can be permanently silenced when the cipher is lost. These anomalies suggest that history remains an active search. Every discovery of an impossible stone or an unreadable book forces us to rewrite the chapters we thought we had finished. Our ancestors operated with a degree of complexity and environmental awareness that our current records fail to fully describe. These 5 mysteries represent the first chapter of a much larger catalog, including radar pings vanishing over the Atlantic, ancient maps that show Antarctica before its discovery, and the mathematical alignment of the Great Pyramid. Which of these voids should we explore next? Let us know by commenting Part 2, and subscribe to join us for the next investigation.